Hi, I'm Tom Hallas, speaking to you from Canberra, Australia, and making a response to 4 questions. I hope to take about 5 minutes on each, and 4 separate videos. First question is, what opportunities do you see for YWAM to disciple nations in an increasingly digital world? I do think that there has never been an era like this where we're able to transfer information in such quality types of communication, sound and video, and keep it in that form long term, and be able to spread it easily across the planet. I just think of the phenomenon of Jordan Peterson. Dr. Jordan Peterson is a clinical psychologist, professor of psychology at Toronto University. All of his teaching tapes for all of his courses are available on YouTube, and you can actually do it, access them free. If you want to actually get a degree, you can process with him through that type of process, pay the fees at the end, and you're afforded according to your results, whatever he would assign you in terms of academic status. Peterson also has got a couple of books that also help his communication, but the key thing is that people are able to see him face to face in his big forums, and those forums are also available on YouTube. He has crowds up to 5 to 8, maybe 10,000. I attended one of the meetings at the International Conference Centre in Sydney, Australia, in February of this year, and there were 8,000 people showed up, and the average price was $200 to see and listen to Jordan Peterson for 2 hours. Quite a phenomenon. He speaks on a very broad spectrum of subject matter, and he's a conservative in many respects, and he is a man who provokes people to think. I saw an interview by Dave Pello, who was a blogger, who interviewed people coming out of his Brisbane meeting, and he interviewed a guy who also is a blogger, and his comment right up front was, "Jordan Peterson led me to Christ." So this is a guy who has fans from a very broad cross-section of the world society, particularly the Western world, because he's mostly done his forums in Europe, America, Australia, New Zealand, and quite a brilliant man, but amazingly helped by the digital technology that's available to us today. Also, making contacts is another brilliant service that the web and the digital technology affords to us today, and that's been proven with Facebook and other networking mechanisms that are available. I mostly now communicate through Facebook Messenger. Some people are negative about that, but it gives me, it affords to me a means of a quick response, and if I send a note, I can also see if the recipient is online, and I can communicate with them through video. I remember when the first mobile type phones came out, somebody bought one for Lauren. He almost needed an assistant to be able to carry that phone for him, and it was a huge block, and it would cost a fortune to ring across the planet. He was able to receive calls, but he also had to pay for the calls that he received. I was so served by a phenomenon called freecall.com, and I was able to call almost all over the Western world free, and take as long as I wanted to on conversations. So in terms of serving people that you're leading, people who look to you for leadership, the digital technology gives access in an amazing way. But it's mostly receiving information and giving information. There are a few opportunities to give instruction or guidance or direction and make response to requests, but that's primarily what I think the digital medium affords to us, the business of transferring information. I was challenged to try and make 5-minute videos. I was fascinated by TED Talks. They're about 10 to 15 minutes. And people are provoked to get their comment out in a very short period of time. And so YWAM Townsville started a phenomenon called Y Talks. And of course, the Asian Leadership Learning Community has started God Talks. I think that we should encourage interviewers who are really gifted to be interviewing YWAM leaders worldwide and put together subject matter that is short, sweet, and precise, and make it available through the channel of YouTube. That's about all I have to say on that particular question, and I'll move on to the second in the next video.